You just pointed it out for us. Thank you very much, sir. All right, serious subject now. Last week's shooting massacre in Colorado is leading to a spike in gun applications in that state. Background checks for new permits up 43% for last weekend compared to the week earlier. And that's okay. That's a sort of a doctored number, if you like, one weekend compared to the previous weekend. But it's a stunning rise.
Is it a surprise to you, though? I mean, it's sort of like what we were talking about before with regard to Apple. Like taxes, the market always moves before the politicians do. That is, the market, the consumers, the producers, they see what politicians are about to do, which is close down the gun market, and they want to get in there quick before that happens.
I'm sorry. I don't think our founding father, Ben Franklin, wanted people walking the streets with Uzis. That's how I feel about it.
There weren't any Uzis back then.
I know, but if he was, there was no Ben Franklin here today. But if he were here today, you got to wonder what the founding fathers would say.
Citizens to be able to protect themselves.
Not with Uzis.
Some of those permits were for the purchase of an AK-47.
Yeah. Well, with 100 rounds, you can talk about how many rounds you should have in it and so forth, but you can't fiddle around carelessly with the Second Amendment like a lot of people, I would say Mayor Bloomberg, are doing right now.
But I got to ask, why is a nut walking around with that kind of armament?
Correct.
Why is a nut able to get 6,000 rounds on the internet? Why is a nut able to get hold of a drum magazine,
by the way, it's easy
which
to
shoots
say
100
here
rounds
on
in
the
3
East
seconds?
Coast at 6,000 rounds. By the way, you talk to people in the Midwest and the West Coast.
Wait
it's not
second.
unusual for people to buy 6,000 rounds. I'm sorry, it's not.
I don't think Thomas Jefferson would be for that. I don't think Thomas Jefferson would be for that.
Well, address the question.
Once again, Thomas Jefferson's not living today.
The man's a nut, in my personal opinion. The man's a nut. You're going to give 6,000 rounds of ammunition to a nut?
Perhaps we have to go out and figure another way of categorizing people as sane or insane, because clearly the guy's a nut. Clearly he was insane, but he passed the background checks. How did that happen?
Okay, fair point. All right, Devin, big deep breath. Back to Nicole, 2 losers. First up, Ford. Is Ford Motor Company now a loser? It was up earlier. What's going on?
Well, here's the thing with Ford. It's that their forecast now, they're going to lose a ton of money because of what they've been seeing in Europe. So they were a winner earlier today. You're absolutely right about that. Now it's pulling back down 0.75% at $9.
Now, I am sure that Netflix is still down, because it was down huge about 14, 15 minutes ago.
That's
so
right.
what's the story?
That's still down about 20%. So they said they're going to sign up fewer new subscribers than anticipated. They face intense competition. We talked about the fact that this was a $300 stock last summer, and it's been downhill. They're trying to open up in new markets. That's going to cost them. They have the Olympics for competition, and they're not making their deal with HBO as they had hoped.
Yep, 1 year ago, as we said earlier, 1 year ago, you and I, we're looking at Netflix at $313. Now it's what? Low 60s. All right, thanks very much, Nicole. Signs of a housing rebound because of the first increase in home prices in almost 5 years. Is it too good to be true? Next, we're going to take you to a place where home prices are up 12%.
Overpopulation creates poverty. Everyone should vote. A full moon leads to more crime. Stossel is blowing the lid off crazy myths. Plus, why is John putting his hand in fire? It's a must-see edition of Stossel.
At Merit Financial, we've been helping conservative investors diversify with gold for over 26 years. And we offer gold and silver bullion at just 1% over dealer cost. Now we've added even more popular bullion coins and bars to our product line, all at 1% over our cost. Are you looking for gold or silver eagles? How about German marks, Austrian philharmonics, Dutch guilders, and many more gold and silver bullion products, all just 1% over dealer cost. Plus, if you're a first-time customer, you'll receive free insured delivery of your coins right to your doorstep. We'll even guarantee 1-week delivery on in-stock gold. No additional fees, no shipping costs. So call now. Why pay more for the exact same gold and silver? In business for 26 years and with an A rating from the Better Business Bureau, there is no more trusted name than Merit Financial. Call today and remember the Merit Guarantee. The right gold at the right price, right away.
When the bell rings, the action begins right here.
Reports, earnings, and breaking news impacting tomorrow's trades.
Retail sales did slip.
Plus, expert insight on the market's futures from Wall Street's biggest players.
We have perspective you cannot afford to miss.
After the bell, weeknights at 4.
After 3 days of big losses, we're going to call this one a modest gain for the stock market right now. The Dow is up 67. There were some positive reports from big companies like Boeing and Caterpillar. That helped markets. But stocks also like the hint of the Fed doing more to boost the economy. That's why gold is up so much today. Money printing from the Fed would be good. For gold, it's up $25. The yield on the 10-year Treasury, where is that? 1.40%. Wow, that's low. Look at WellPoint Health, made less money than analysts thought it would and lowered its outlook. Says its membership is falling. At the same time, its costs are rising. Not good news, down 10%. And all the other big medical insurers taking a hit on this news as well. We have another successful IPO, Natural Grocers. The IPO price was 15, right now it's at 17 at 95. Back in 90 seconds with Tanya Marchiol, we have finally hit the bottom in the housing market, have we?
This holiday, experience time-honored traditions and fairy tale-like celebrations of Europe as you merrily drift among festively decorated towns and seasonal markets all aglow. Below are snow-covered decks, warm staterooms and award-winning dining and service await you. All this, and you only unpack once. Viking River Cruises, exploring the world in comfort.
We now offer your family phone service as low as $1.70 a month with Magic Jack Plus. As low as $19.95 a year. No computer needed. Keep your old phone number. That's right, keep your old phone number. Start saving today. Available at Walmart.
I'm one of more than 3 million disabled veterans living in the United States. We depend on the disabled American veterans to fight for benefits and rights that we earned. Don't forget America's disabled veterans, and remember the DAV.
How do traders make their best decisions? With eSignal, the trading platform used by the pros. eSignal delivers fast, accurate data, powerful advanced charting, all the tools you need to trade smarter. Simply scan the markets, chart with customizable indicators, and trade with your choice of broker, all from one easy-to-use platform. If you're serious about trading, you need the platform the pros use, eSignal. Call today or sign up online at eSignal.com for your 30-day risk-free trial.
If you missed the show yesterday, you missed Arthur Adala. He's a lawyer, storming into the studio at the very end in response to my take on lawyers who killed a perfectly profitable company with lawsuits.
I don't go and ring the doorbell of the client and say, I heard you got burned. The client calls the lawyer and says, look, my kid got third-degree burns all over his arm.
Well, we didn't have a lot of time to end the discussion, but we do have time today. So we're bringing him back to defend his profession. I say lawyers are killing this country. Lawyers are not on the side of justice and truth. He's going to argue his side at 10:35 this morning. Have we hit bottom in the housing market? Good question. Well, let's ask. A recent report says from Zillow.com shows the first increase in home prices in nearly 5 years. Not much of an increase, but an increase. And hard-hit markets like Phoenix, they're jumping, really jumping, up 12% in the second quarter compared to last year. No one knows the Phoenix market better than Tanya Marchiol of Team Investments, and she joins us now. 12%, that is a very nice rebound. Is that accurate?
That is accurate, and you were the first to bring Phoenix to your viewers, so congratulations, Stuart.
Well, we were bringing bargains in Phoenix to our viewers, and evidently they were snapping them up. I think, though, that the number of properties for sale in Phoenix is way down, and given strong demand, that's what's raised the price. Is that it?
That's exactly right. And even though we keep talking about this supply issue across the United States, there are a ton of homes for sale right now. There are a ton of good deals out there. Do not let this whole "there's no homes on the market" scare you from getting into real estate right now when we are on a small upswing.
Well, you're selling. You're selling your product. I understand these things. And you made a lot of money in the last year. I got that too. But here's the story. People say, look, there's a whole millions of foreclosures that are about to come onto the market, which will boost the supply and therefore depress the price. What do you say to that argument?
Here's what I say. Yes, we have 3 million homes that are coming to this market for sure. The bottom line is the banks have gotten smart. The banks got bailed out, and now they and they're profitable again. And now they have the ability to hold that product and trickle it out so that they don't crush this market. That product has to hit the market by all means. I wish they would put it on the market, let it all go, let free enterprise take over. We would snap it all up, and this would be over. But they're going to drag this out with small gains for quite some time.
Okay, I know you know the Phoenix market primarily, but just for a second, step out of the Phoenix shoes and look across the country. Would you be prepared to tell investors, real estate investors, would you tell them on a national basis that we have hit bottom?
No. I absolutely would not. And I think that's why it is so important to know where you're buying and what you're buying. As a real estate investor, you have to know when to buy, when to sell, when to be a lender, and when to be a borrower. And in this volatile market, you have to know that well. Have you made money in the last year? Yes, and so have my investors.
What percentage have you made?
Well, we're up 12% in Arizona, so it depends on when you bought. And, these are mostly buy and holds. It's not a situation where we're flipping homes right now. That is not the play. This is a buy, make your cash flow monthly, hold it long term, and make that profit in the end. Remember, you always make your money on the buy. You only collect it on the sell.
I understand that, but are you going to push the capital gain into next year when the capital gain rate may go way up? Or are you going to take your profits this year when you can lock in 15%?
Absolutely not. This is a long-term play. Hold on to that real estate. Even if we wave a little bit on the bottom, this is not a one-year play. This is a 5 to 10-year play.
All right. You're very honest, Tanya Marchiol, and we appreciate that. Thank you very much for joining us, Tanya. Good luck to you.
Thanks,
See you later. Well, concerns about concerns are in fact growing about the possibility of really big-time defense cuts. Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters is next, and his response to cuts in the Defense Department may surprise you.
Building the new home of the American dream. Fox Business, the power to prosper.
Looking for a better place to put your cash? Here's one you may not have thought of: Fidelity. Now you don't have to go to a bank to get the things you want from a bank, like no-fee ATMs all over the world. Free check writing and mobile deposits. Now depositing a check is as easy as taking a picture. Free online bill payments. A highly acclaimed credit card with 2% cash back into your Fidelity account.